Hey y'all, in today's video I'm going to be building a flip-top stand. It'll be able to hold my drill press and my bandsaw on top of each other, and I can just use whatever one I need at the time and then flip it over to use the other one. I don't know what I'm doing. I have drawn out some kind of plans, but I'm just going to wing it because this is kind of a thing that's hard for me to do just based on math. So I'm just going to start going and probably have to redo things multiple times until I get frustrated, but then I will get it right. And yeah, so I'm going to bring you along for the build. Hopefully you enjoy it. Thanks for watching. The first step was figuring out how tall to make the stand. I tried putting these on my workbench, but they hit the ground when I flipped them down, so I wanted to make sure that I didn't have that problem with the stand. I used a square with measurements on it to find the right height. I tilted the tools on their side to help me figure out the longest dimensions. Next, I used a guide and a circular saw to cut down some plywood to the right dimensions. Alright, I got all my pieces cut. And I had these, and they're actually the exact right size that I need. Perfect. Now it is time to assemble the box. I'm going to be assembling this box using deck screws, as I often do in my shop builds. I am putting some 2x4s in the corners to give myself more material to attach the plywood to. At this point, I realized I assembled it wrong. I want the sides to rest on the bottom so that the screws aren't holding all the weight. I'm going to use this pipe as the axis to flip my tools around. I used a Forstner bit to drill the holes for it in the plywood sides. The drill bit I used was just a little bit smaller than the pipe. So I tried using a file, and eventually ended up using a sanding drum to widen the hole big enough to fit the pipe. I then repeated these steps on the other side. And this is what happens when you try to force in a drum sander that is too big. It smells pretty bad too. I used my planer to get 4 pieces of 2x4, the same thickness as the pipe. These pieces will be sandwiched between the platforms that the tools will sit on. I then proceeded to assemble the tool surfaces for my flip top and test the flipping motion, but somehow that footage no longer exists. If you keep watching, you will see how it works later when I attach the tools. Alright, it's been a few days, but I am back, and I got a pile of parts to finish up this job. I got a cap to put on here, got 4 casters to put on the bottom, then I have these things. It is just a hook with a nut thing on it. I don't know what those are called, but I'm going to be able to pivot through here and tighten it down. But I got to mark that out and cut that out. But the first thing I'm going to do is put the casters on, then I'll mark this out and cut it out. Alright, I hope this cap is the right size. I think it is. Perfect. It's confusing because this pipe here is a 1 inch outer diameter, but they call this 3/4 inch. I think that's because that's the inside diameter, but the pipe itself is 1 inch. So I went based off what it looked like at the store, and it fits. All right. Next, I'm going to tip this over and add the casters. All right, so I totally thought I was filming me putting these casters on, but I missed it. I just used an 1 5/8 deck screws. If you know me, you know that I'm going to use deck screws because I like the Torx head and not pretty drilling. So I got those in. I just put 4 screws on each caster with a washer to fill it in, and that's it. About to flip this back up. Yep, this is going to be very tall. But we're going to give it a try. We can always lower it if we have to. Next, I went around and marked out the grooves for the clasps. Then I cut out the grooves using an oscillating multi-tool and a drill. Then I marked the holes for the bolts that would hold the eye bolts in place so that I could tighten the top to the sides. Alright, so I've been sorting through some of my parts. Got even more pulled out over here. Trying to find bolts to go through here, and then bolts that I'll use to attach these to this. And that one over there to this. So I found these, which I'll use to put the hooks through here. And then after I do that, I'll find the ones that put those through there. All right, I was wrong. I have to find the ones that go through here first because I have to put them on before I put these through here. All right, so my phone ran out of storage, but I drilled holes to put bolts in so that I can bolt the tools to them. Got this one on the other side, so those 4 bolts will go through these 4 holes. Then I got 2 more bolts under here, recessed through for the drill press. So now I'm going to try to attach it to this. Right here I'm checking the clearance to know if I can lower the tools. I'm able to lower the tools about 4 inches, which I'll do in the future. Alright, so it works. It is a little higher than I would like, but I wanted to make sure it didn't hit down there, but it looks like I can lower it about 4 inches. So I will probably be doing that. Yeah, that'll put things a lot closer to where I want them, but this will work for now. I'm going to tuck this away in the corner and call this good for now. I will adjust that later. Thanks for watching the video. Hope you liked it. We got plenty more, showing off my French cleat wall, showing off my flip-top tool bench, a whole bunch of wood storage, storage on the ceiling, a ton of videos. Got more videos to come, and I hope you liked this one. And if you did, please subscribe. Bye.